All right, ready for this? We're going deep on weddings at the International Spy Museum. Yeah, you heard right. Tying the knot, surrounded by all things spy-related. We're getting all this from a wedding photographer who really knows this venue. It's Montes Kubilinskas. His work is amazing, and he gives a real feel for why this is becoming such a popular spot for weddings.
You know, it is interesting. More and more couples want something different, and the Spy Museum, well, it's definitely unique.
For sure. Think about this backdrop of secrets and espionage, but then, the romance of a wedding.
Yeah, it's not your typical ballroom.
Definitely not. What do you think draws couples to a place like this?
Well, I think they want something they'll remember. The Spy Museum has history, modern design, and that cool factor, that you just can't get everywhere.
Right. It's not just any history either. It's spy history. Can you imagine having your cocktail hour on a rooftop terrace overlooking the city, the same city where so many spy missions happen?
And, the venue itself is stunning. Kubelinska's photos show off some really unique features, like the seventh floor ballroom. It's got these panoramic views. You can see all the DC landmarks.
Wait, hold on. I'm picturing it saying I do with the Washington Monument right there in the background. That's a photo op.
Exactly. And there's more than just the rooftop terrace. There's a space on the third floor. They call it the Veil. It's perfect for smaller things, like a rehearsal dinner. And of course, it still has those amazing views of the city.
So you've got options for different sizes of weddings, different styles. But let's be honest, the real draw here is that spy theme.
Oh, absolutely. And the Spy Museum, it's perfect for that. Kubelinska's has captured weddings there. You see these sleek decorations, metallic accents, Even the lighting adds to that sense of mystery.
I was looking at some of those photos. They use those cool toned lights like blue, purple to create that kind of secret atmosphere. And the centerpieces, I'm thinking tall, elegant, maybe candles or even white orchids. That classic spy movie look.
It's all about that immersive experience, right? And the details, well, they can be subtle or totally over the top. It all depends on what the couple wants.
So you could really go all out, like James Bond. Or keep it more low-key, but still with those little hints of the spy theme.
Exactly. However you do it, the Spy Museum just makes for such a memorable wedding.
I'm convinced by it. Let's talk practicalities. Someone's listening thinking, okay, I want a spy museum wedding. Where do they even start?
It's pretty straightforward, actually. First, you get in touch with the Spy Museum's event team. Let them know what you're thinking.
Got it. Contact the museum, first step. Then what?
Then you set up a tour, see the spaces for yourself, get an idea of what you can do. Kubelinska's actually suggests getting a wedding planner who knows these unique venues.
That makes sense. Someone familiar with the Spy Museum would be super helpful, especially if you're going for that specific theme.
Absolutely. Once you have a clear idea of what you want, you pick a package that works for you, something that fits your budget and how many guests you're having.
So it's not impossible. You don't need to be a secret agent to make this happen.
Not at all. The Spy Museum, they want to help couples celebrate their love in this really unique way. It's pretty exciting. And one thing that impresses me about the Spy Museum is they can do big events and smaller ones, too.
Oh, that's right. We talked about the ballroom and the rooftop.
Yeah.
But what about the Veil? What makes it special for those smaller events?
Well, when you look at Kubelinska's pictures, you see that the Veil is intimate, but in a different way. It's still stylish. It's got those city views. Yeah. But it feels cozy, too. Perfect for a rehearsal dinner.
Right here.
Or even a smaller ceremony.
Like a little secret rendezvous. Right there in the city. I love it. But, we talked about budget before. And sometimes these really unique places, well, they can cost a lot more.
That's true. But you have to think about what you're getting. It's not just a space you're paying for, right? It's an experience. And for some couples, that's worth it. Being unique, having that built-in theme.
I get that. Think about how much you'd spend on decorations. If the place already fits your theme, you could actually save money.
Exactly. And you don't have to worry about entertainment either. The venue itself, it's a conversation starter. People can walk around, check out the exhibits, learn about spies. It all adds to the atmosphere.
Yeah, it's like a museum trip built right in.
Okay, but what about the practical stuff? Like parking. Is it easy to get to?
All good questions. And the Spy Museum has it covered. They've got parking, and it's in a pretty central part of D.C. Easy to get to.
Okay, good. Now here's a thought. We keep talking about the spy theme. But could you get married there without going all in on that?
Of course. It's a stylish place, even without the theme. Kubelinska's has taken pictures of weddings that are classic, elegant, just a hint of the spy stuff.
Right, so you could have your black tie event, but then a signature cocktail called the Cloak and Dagger, or maybe some hidden messages in the decor.
Exactly, finding that balance. between the venue and what the couple want? Okay, so we've covered the practical side, budget, the theme. But what about the overall experience? What makes a spy museum wedding really memorable?
I think it's that mix of things. You've got secrets, intrigue, but then the joy and celebration of a wedding, that creates a really unique energy, something you wouldn't find anywhere else.
And the pictures. Kubelinska's has couples posing with old spy gadgets. First dance with all these historical figures looking on. It's like a movie.
It is, and I think that sense of adventure, that playfulness, that's what makes it different.
It says, we're not afraid to be different. We're here to have fun.
And that energy is contagious. Guests feel it too. The excitement, the intrigue, it makes the whole event more memorable.
Speaking of guests, what do they think? Do you think some people might think the spy theme is a bit much?
Maybe some, but it's all in how you do it. If it's fun, lighthearted, most people would enjoy it.
Yeah, I think so. And you could always have options, right? Like a separate area with more traditional decorations or some activities that aren't spy-themed.
Exactly. Think about your guests, what they like, but stay true to your vision, too.
So we've talked about how a spy museum wedding can be stylish, fun, even budget-friendly. But what does it say about the couple? What kind of people choose this?
I think it says they're adventurous, they love history, maybe a little mystery, and they have a sense of humor, for sure.
Right. It's not for everyone. That's what makes it so interesting.
Yeah, they're okay with being different, unconventional.
Maybe they want to start their married life with that sense of adventure, that willingness to try new things.
Like they're saying, we're ready for anything, we're a team.
And that's a strong message.
It's a celebration of their connection, their vision for the future. And it's interesting. This choice, getting married somewhere like the Spy Museum, it could actually affect their marriage.
Wait, really? You think the place you get married could influence the marriage itself?
Think about it. They're starting out with a bold choice, breaking from tradition.
So it sets the tone. They're more willing to take risks, try new things.
Exactly. And when things get tough, they can look back on their wedding day, remember that feeling of adventure.
Like a reminder that they're in this together?
Just like spies. And those memories, they'll last. Make their bond even stronger.
I love that. It's like the Spy Museum becomes a symbol of their promise to keep things interesting.
Yeah.
They always have each other's backs.
It's a beautiful idea. It shows the power of choosing a place that really reflects who you are as a couple.
Yeah, it's not just about looks. It's about finding a place that matches your values, your dreams for the future. And for some people, that place is the International Spy Museum. We've been talking about this whole thing, but we haven't talked much about the visuals. We've mentioned Mantas Kubelinska's, and his photography is a big part of this.
Oh, definitely. He captures those perfect moments, the little expressions, the interactions. It tells the story of the day.
And his photos aren't just pretty, right? They make you feel something, like you're right there, in that world of spies and romance.
He gets the big picture, the grandeur of the place, but also those little details that make each wedding unique.
It's like he's giving us a peek into a secret world, the world of spy museum weddings. He shows what's possible, Makes you think outside the box for your own wedding.
That's the magic of photography. It takes you somewhere else, makes you feel things, see things in new ways.
Yeah, sure. And if you're listening to this, thinking about a spy museum wedding, go check out Kubelinska's work. You can find him at www.mantasphoto.com. His pictures really give you a sense of the place, the atmosphere, all the possibilities.
His work shows that a wedding can be more than just a ceremony. It can be an experience, a story, a reflection of what the couple loves, what they dream about.
And sometimes those dreams involve a little espionage.
Yeah.
A whole lot of style.
Now, we've talked about how it looks. But what about the psychology of it all? What does it mean when a couple chooses to get married at the Spy Museum?
Well, that's a good question. I think it shows they're curious, they like to learn, they love history, and they have a good sense of humor.
Right. It's not a choice everyone would make. That's what makes it so fascinating.
Yeah.
They're comfortable standing out, doing things their own way.
Maybe they're drawn to that sense of adventure.
It's like they're saying, we're ready for anything. We're a team. We can face it all.
That's powerful.
It's a celebration of their bond, their plans for the future. It's interesting, this unusual choice, it might actually have a lasting impact on their relationship.
You're saying getting married at the Spy Museum could actually influence the marriage. How so?
Well, they're starting their married life with a bold move. They're not afraid to break the rules.
That sets the tone for their life together. They're more open to taking risks, trying new things.
Exactly. And when they hit a rough patch, They can think back to that day. Remember that spirit of adventure?
Like a built-in reminder that they can face anything together.
Like a pair of spies.
Yeah.
And the memories they make in that unique place, those will stay with them, make their bond even stronger.
I love that. The Spy Museum becomes a symbol of their commitment to keeping things exciting, to always be there for each other.
It's a beautiful metaphor. It shows how important it is to pick a wedding venue that really reflects who you are.
It's not just about how it looks. It's about finding a place that speaks to your values, your hopes for the future. And for some couples, that place might just be the International Spy Museum.
Wow.
It's amazing to think about that, how the place you choose to get married could really affect your whole marriage.
It really shows how powerful symbols can be. The choices we make, even the ones that seem like they're just about looks, they can have a bigger impact on our lives than we realize.
Yeah, and in this case, with the Spy Museum, it's like that ripple effect could be this wave of adventure, that feeling of being able to overcome anything together.
Makes you wonder, how many couples really think about that? The deeper meaning of where they choose to get married.
That's interesting. Maybe some people just think the Spy Museum is cool, which it is. But even then, I think there's something to it. Surrounding yourself with those symbols of courage, of being clever, and being able to overcome obstacles.
Yeah, I agree. And it's not just about the symbols themselves, it's about the stories behind them. Every part of the Spy Museum, it's full of stories, pieces of history, about what people are capable of, good and bad, about secrets and trying to find the truth.
It's like getting married surrounded by whispers. All these untold stories.
And those stories, they become part of your own story, part of your wedding day and your marriage.
And think about the conversations people will have. They will be talking about the food. They'll be talking about the gadgets they saw, the missions, the secrets they learned about.
It's a wedding that gets you thinking, makes you feel things, something you won't forget.
And as we've been saying, all of that, it's captured in Mentas Kubelinska's photos. He doesn't just take pictures of what happened. He captures the whole experience. The emotions, the energy, the stories.
His website, www.mantisphoto.com. It's really worth checking out. If you're thinking about a Spy Museum wedding, it's inspiring. It makes you want to break the mold, do something truly unique and unforgettable.
So as we wrap this up, here's something to think about. If you're dreaming of a wedding that's more than just a party, a wedding that shows who you are as a couple, your adventurous spirit, and your commitment to creating a life full of excitement and intrigue, think about the International Spy Museum.
It's a place where history and romance come together, where secrets turn into stories you share, and where your love story can unfold in a setting as unforgettable as your connection.